like him, but she treasured it. So I was very thrilled to see a special offer in Sunday magazine for a doll that really looks just like him.
The offer says...
By George, your very own Boy George. George loves dolls, and you will too. So you can feel closer to Boy George, the fan club is offering a once-in-a-lifetime chance for members to buy their very own Boy George doll.
You can have little Georges for £6.99. and great big Georges for £24.99. Mrs. Buck told us.
I told Sharon she could have a little one. She was thrilled. So I sent off a cheque at the beginning of January, and Sharon saved every penny she had. She did all the hoovering and the washing up, and she paid me back every penny.
Which is pretty good, isn't it? We asked Sharon why she likes Boy George so much. She said...
Because he's brilliant. He's got a good voice, he makes terrific songs, and he's handsome. I like the way he puts his makeup on his eyes. My boyfriend, well, I don't love him, but he's a friend and he's a boy. He bought me a magazine full of pictures of Boy George, and I've put them all over my bedroom wall. My mom loves him. She nicks all my records.
And your dad?
He thinks he's a pufter. When he comes on telly, my dad says, "Here comes that pufter." I say, "Don't say that, Dad."
Well, he said, what does pufter mean?
It means he dresses like a girl.
Oh, yeah. I always wondered. Anyway, they sent off their money in January, and for a month they heard nothing. And then, at the beginning of February, Mrs. Buck told us...
Sharon had a postcard apologising for the delay. Sharon was so upset. Our cheque had been cashed all right, so we sat down and wrote to the lady who'd sent the postcard, saying it was all Sharon's savings, and please could we have a proper explanation. And I got a letter back.
The letter came from the lady who made the dolls, called Barbara Painter. And it seems there's been a muddle. In the first place, she made one doll, like this one, and she showed it to Boy George. George told us.
Mrs. Painter came in to show us the doll, and I fell in love with it immediately. And I liked her, too. She reminded me of my mother. I'm terribly keen that my fan club doesn't become a business, and I love the idea of this lady making the dolls in her home rather than some great factory churning them out.
Unfortunately, the demand for the dolls was fantastic. It seems there were 1,007 orders, and each doll takes Barbara Painter 18 hours to make, because they're little works of art. So she just couldn't keep up. So now I'm afraid they just had to refund the money, and they say anyone who hasn't had a refund yet should write to the address in the advertisement with evidence of your original order. In the meantime, we have got Sharon with us tonight in the audience. There she is. And because we know she's such a fan, Bill has a song for her. The Boy George Doll Song.
Come, the orders come. They come and come. They come and come. I love the little dollies because the dolly makers like my mom. And they're such fun. They look like somebody. Come, the orders come. They come and come. Oh, thank you.
You look like such a puff.
Blimey, thank you very much.
Actually, I think it's a very, very good imitation, but everybody prefers the real thing. This is...
True.
This is what we call a real emergency. And now... now we're going to have some real culture, okay? Got myself a crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living doll. Gotta do my best to please her, just 'cause she's a living doll. Such a roving eye, and that is why she satisfies my soul. Got the one and only walking, talking, living doll. Oh, yeah. Very good.
George, that was divine, and may I say how lovely you both look together?
What about Bill?
Yeah, well, I must say, cough between the three of you, I feel strangely underdressed.
I feel it's a great improvement, actually, your look. I think it's definitely an improvement, don't you?
Oh, heavens, don't say that, George. We'll be stuck with it for the whole series. May I also say it's very unfair of you to come on with such huge diamond earrings when I've got such teeny wee... And Bill?
I've only got one.
You've lost out.
They're full enough.
Actually, I did really try to underdress tonight, you know, because I thought that I might show you up.
Yes, that's very kind of you. Actually, I was thinking of joining your fan club.
Well, I've actually made you an honorary member, but you'll have to do that afterwards. We have to go to the dressing room, and I'll give you your initiation.
Excuse me asking, but aren't I slightly mature?
Actually, no, because you're quite young in comparison with, we've got one fan, Dottie Stevens, hello Dottie, who's about 60-odd. Who's very, very sweet.
Oh,
In
she's
fact,
slightly older than me, is
In
she?
fact, some of our fans are all different ages, so there's no
Are they?
limit, so don't feel out of place, Esther.
Now, speaking of... Very kind of you, George.
I don't know what's
Cheer
so
me up
funny,
like
actually.
this. Putting me at my ease, you are. Now, look, there is somebody in the audience tonight who's worked jolly hard and I think might deserve a doll. Do you think?
Okay, yes.
Now, she's just sitting there. She didn't know that you were going to be in the show. And I am now going to kidnap Sharon. Come on. Put that one. Who's that? That's... Oh! Terribly sorry, Sharon. Is that a present? Because he likes dolls, does he? Oh, you know all about him, do you? Did you ever think you'd meet him? You're going to meet him now. Look, look, look. Give him your present.
Thank you. See, look. I really like Kufta.
Oh, look. Well, there you are. Another happy ending. We'd like to thank you, Boy George, very much indeed for joining us tonight,
Thank
and
you.
all the viewers for joining us, including Sharon's dad. Have you any message for him, George?
Yes, Graham. Wait till you get to work tomorrow. I want to be loved by you alone.
Thank you.
Having made as much trouble as we possibly could, we'll see you next week. Good night.
In fact, from July 1st, if it's an enclosed public place or workplace,